This video is created by Jagrat Creations. It is on single entry capital comparison method. I wish to solve one sum here before you, wherein no books of accounts are recorded implies that it is a sum on single entry, and profit is found out by comparison of capital. The sum that I intend to take into consideration was asked in Inter CA in November 1985. It's a good sum. I want you to observe that sum on the screen. Read it carefully. Pause your video and read it carefully. Then I'll explain you the sum, and we shall proceed with the solution of the sum. Just observe the sum on the screen. Read it carefully. I'm not going to read that for you, but I will explain you how it gets solved. Now I start with the sum. A and B started business on 1st of January 2014. They kept no accounts. You are given balances as on 31st of December 2014 and 31st of December 2015. This implies that no books of accounts are recorded for the year 2014 and also for the year 2015. Determine the profit for 2015. So by default, I am required to find out the profit for 2014. After finding out the profit for 2014, I can find out the capital balance as on 31st December 2014. And making addition or changes therein, I can prepare the capital comparison statement to find out the profit for the year 2015. So in brief, what I mean that we are required to find out profit for two accounting periods, 2014 and 2015. Now, profit will be found out by capital comparison method. Capital at the beginning of the accounting period and capital at the end of the accounting period is to be compared. For 2014, capital at the beginning of the accounting period is given to 50,000. By preparing a statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2014, I'll find out the capital, the comparison of capital, beginning capital 50,000 and the capital that I have found out by preparing statement of affairs will be compared considering the drawings made by the partners. The partners are drawing cash every month, 300 and 200 per month, right from the beginning. So capital 50,000, capital that we found out by statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2014, and considering the details of drawings, we will be in a position to find out the profit. We will also prepare a statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2015. We will find out the capital as on 31st of December 2015. This capital as on 31st of December 2015 will be compared with the capital with 31st of December 2014. We are also going to consider the drawings for the purpose of finding out the profit. And this is how the profit of 2015 also will be found out. Now the next point. I am given, first I will prepare a statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2014. I am given machinery, stock, all these assets and liabilities are given to me, but they are subject to these adjustments. Now let me consider the adjustments one by one. The first information, provision is to be made or depreciation at 10% on cost of machinery at the end of each year. So this implies that provision is to be made. So no provision for depreciation has been made for 2014 and no provision for depreciation has been made 2015. 10% on cost of machinery depreciation is to be provided. It implies that I am required to follow the straight line method. In the first year, I was having a machinery at cost 20,000. 10% depreciation will be 2,000. And as on 31st of December 2015, my machinery is 25,000, on which 10% of the cost will be the depreciation, so 2,500 will be the depreciation. But understand one thing, that in the year 2015, there is a purchase of machinery 5,000. So this is how the depreciation adjustment is considered. Debtors of 31st of December 2014 include 5,000. Goods sent on consignment at 25% above cost. Now goods are sent to the consignee for the purpose of selling at a profit at the instance of the consignor. When the goods are sent to the consignee account cannot be debited, but he has debited consignee's account and the consignee's account is included in the debtors. So amount goods given to the consignee cannot be considered as debtors. So from the debtors balance 50,000, the goods sent to the goods sent on consignment will be reduced. So from this 50,000, 5,000 will be reduced because goods are given to the agent for selling. They are not sold to the agent, so agent is not a debtor. Now I am required to find out the cost of these goods. See, 5,000 goods sent on consignment at 25% above cost. So 25% above cost is so profit will be deducted from this 5,000 and cost of stock with consignee will be added to the stock in trade. So in 30,000, stock with consignee will be added. So this is the effect of this second adjustment. Goods were sold, a check of 1,000 has been deposited on 31st of December 2014. Now check was deposited in the bank. Bank has given a credit. I am given balance as per passbook 6,000. So check of 1,000 has been deposited on 31st of December 2014. But the credit was credited on 2nd January 2015. And I am given balance as per passbook 6,000. This balance as per passbook is without the deposit of check in the bank. So this bank balance of 6,000 will increase by deposit of this 1,000. So this balance as per passbook will be amended in the balance as per cash book or the balance accounting balance is to be found out, and that will be considered while preparing the statement of affairs. Check of 2,000 issued on 26th of December 2015 were presented on 3rd January 2016. So here also you are given the bank balance as per passbook. The check issued is not considered by the bank because the bank has paid on 3rd of January. So to find out the accounting balance from 8,000, you are required to deduct this 2,000 check issued. A check of 1,000 directly deposited by the customer on 27th December 2015. So direct deposit by the customer was already recorded by the bank and the balance as per passbook is given to. So in 8,000, 1,000 is already included. But the direct deposit not recorded in the books of accounts. So what will happen? This debtor's balance 6,000 will go down by 1,000 rupees. A check of 500 deposited in December 2015 was dishonored, but the adjustment was not made. So check dishonored not recorded, that will add the debtor's balance. So in light of this adjustment, we are required to make changes in these balances, and after making amendments or changing these given balances, we will prepare a statement of affairs. Now whatever I explained to you, let me write the notes for that. Machinery at cost given to 20,000 and 25,000. This implies that purchase of machinery is 5,000 in 2015. Next. Now this is the information. Debtors include 5,000 goods sent on consignment. So 5,000 are the debtors. Goods given to the consignee cannot be considered as debtors, so it will be deducted from it. So my debtors balance will be 45,000. My stock is 30,000. This 5,000 is stock under my ownership, possessed by the consignee, but stock is to be recorded at cost. So I am required to find out the cost of this goods sent to the consignee. How the goods were sent? If the cost is 100, profit is 25, sales price, transfer price is 125. If 125 is the transfer price, then 100 is the cost. How much for 5,000? So 5,000 into 100 divided by 125, 4,000 is the cost of stock with consignee. So stock with consignee will be added. So my closing stock for statement of affairs purpose should become 34,000. Now let me change 50,000 given to me. In light of the adjustment, it is changed to 45,000, and stock given to me 30,000. In light of this adjustment, changed to 34,000. A check of 1,000 deposited but not credited. So bank reconciliation 6,000, balance as per passbook. Check deposited not recorded. Check deposited not recorded. So what will happen? By depositing the check, balance increases. So add check deposited. So accounting balance should be 7,000. And similarly, check of 2,000 issued, not presented for payment, it will be deducted from 8,000. So 8,000 minus 2,000, 6,000 is the balance as per cash book. So let me make a change. Balance, accounting balance, 7,000. And here accounting balance, 6,000. Now I cannot use the word balance as per passbook. This is my accounting balance. So this is now, understand, this is no longer a balance as per passbook, but it is now a balance as per cash book or balance accounting balance. After explaining all these things, let me consider the debtors balance as on 31st of December 2015. So debtors are 6,000. 1,000 directly deposited by the customer, already considered in the balance as per passbook, but direct deposit by the customer. So balance of debtors will go down by 1,000, so 59,000. Now similarly, check of 500 deposited was dishonored. So when check was deposited, was received from the customer and was deposited, debtors balance has gone down. But when such check gets dishonored, debtors balance increases. So check dishonored will be added to the debtors balance. So 59,500 is the amended balance. Now after making all these changes, I will start preparing statement of affairs. See, now statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2014, machinery 20,000, stock, debtors, cash balance asset side, creditors liability side, outstanding expense, bank balance. Depreciation on cost 10%, 2,000, 18,000 is a machinery. So total of assets minus total of liability, I will get a capital. Excess of assets over liability, I have found out the capital. Now I want to prepare a statement of affairs as on 31st of December 2015, wherein machinery opening balance 18,000. As I told to you that 5,000 purchases will be added thereat, and from this 23,000, depreciation will be deducted by straight line method because the depreciation is to be provided on cost. So 25,000 into 10%, 2,500. So depreciation 2,500 deducted. So in machinery balance, in the outer column will become 20,500. This is a very important adjustment that you need to consider and carefully consider. Once again, I repeat, the written down value of machine at the beginning of the 2015 was 18,000. That is brought from the previous statement of affairs. Fresh purchase is made during the year 5,000. So total cost of machinery is 25,000. On that 10% depreciation is provided, but it is deducted from the written down value 23,000, and 20,500 will go to the outer column. This is an important point. Stock in trade, debtors asset side, cash in hand, creditors, Then comes outstanding expense, balance as per past. Total of asset side minus total of liability side. So you'll get a capital of 93,500. As you know that the business was started on 1st of January 2014. This is a statement of affairs prepared on 31st of December 2014. So this is a capital as on 31st of December 2014. So this capital is a closing capital for the year 2014. But the same capital is an opening capital for 2015. Now I want to find out the profit for 2014, wherein I am going to compare a capital of this 72,000. As per the statement of affairs, this capital 72,000 that I am going to compare with the opening capital brought by the partners while starting the business. Now let me prepare a statement of affairs. What is the philosophy for preparing statement of affairs? The philosophy for that is, you know the formula, the opening capital plus additional capital minus drawings plus profit is equal to closing capital. I want to make profit as the subject of equation, so profit will be kept on one side. All these variables on this side will go to the opposite side. So profit is equal to closing capital. This minus drawings becomes plus drawing. Additional capital becomes minus additional capital. Opening capital becomes minus opening capital. Now let me write down closing capital. So plus add drawings minus additional and opening capital. So for 2014, closing capital is of 31st of December 2014. So 72,000 will go as closing capital. Now drawings 300 per month. So 3,600 is the amount withdrawn by A. Amount withdrawn by B is 200 into 12, 2,400. These drawings are added. So 78,000 is this total. From that opening capital that they started business with 50,000. So opening capital will be deducted. 25,000 is a capital contributed by each of them. So here I get the profit. They are sharing profits and losses in the ratio of what? 3:2. So this profit of 28,000 will be distributed in the ratio of 3:2. So 28,000 into 3 by 5, share of A, share of B, 28,000 into 2 by 5, 11,200. This is how profit is distributed. Same way, I want to prepare a capital comparison statement to find out the profit for 2015, wherein this is the closing capital, this is the opening capital. So formula remains same as I explained to you. Profit is equal to closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital minus opening capital. So closing capital plus drawings minus opening and additional capital. As you know that closing capital for 2015 is capital as on 93,500. Drawings you know very well now. 300 into 3 drawn by A, 200 into 12 drawn by B. These drawings are added. Opening capital that I am required to deduct 72,000. So the profit works out to be 27,500. That will be distributed in the ratio of 3:2. So 27,500 into 3 by 5 share of A, 27,500 into 2 by 5 share of B. This is how profit and its distribution is worked out. I am also required to prepare the balance sheet. I am also required to prepare the balance sheet as on 31st of December 2015. Now let me start preparation of balance sheet. Look at it. Same way, machinery brought from the statement of affairs, stock in trade same, debtors same, bank balance 6,000, cash in and 500, 20,000. Now as this is a sum on partnership form, it is inevitable for me to find out the profit for 2014 because that is required to be distributed and given to the capital, is to credited to the partner's capital account, and then I can prepare the balance sheet wherein I can find out the segregated capital of both the partners. So this capital presentation is a very crucial thing, and to achieve these objects I am required to find out the profit for 2014, and then I can consider the profit for 2015 and capital balances will be worked out. Now see capital. Now both the partners have contributed 50,000 equally. So 25,000 is the capital of A, 25,000 is the capital of B. Now I want to add profit for both the years. Share of A in profit for the first year is 16,800 plus 16,500. Profit of A is added. 2 years profit of B is also added. Drawings of A are deducted for 2 years. Drawings of B are also deducted for 2 years. So I get the capital balance. So to obtain the capital balance in this fashion, I was required to find out the profit for 2014 just to have a bifurcation of this capital balance. Now all this information is ready. Now I should tally the balance sheet. So total of liability side and total of asset side, 1,16,500, 1,16,500. This is how this sum gets solved. Now, this is an important sum. It has got very tricky points. Even if you look at the solution and think on it, you can find so many doubts in your mind. But if you think on it carefully, and if you listen the explanation once again, I am sure that you will be in a position to understand this sum. Once again, let me demonstrate the sum here before you. So this is a sum that I have solved. And while solving the sum, I have prepared various working notes. I can show you all working notes at one place. Look at these working notes. So these are the working notes that has been prepared while solving the sum. They are also the important part of the sum. So this is how this sum gets solved. I think you have followed all these things. Try to revise this sum before exam. It's a suggestion. I feel that you have followed all these things. Thanks to all of you.